looking for ferns. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for little fern bushes. I thought they were here. They must be in the jungle. I guess they're in the jungle? It's been a little while. Welcome back, though, ladies and gentlemen. BdoubleO, 3 cups of coffee in. What a wonderful morning it is. Blow my freaking whistle, baby. It's a good morning. It's such a good morning. And I have got some delicious, absolutely delicious stuff to bring to you today. Please, please. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Flawless. Thank you for being here. I need some of this. We're doing some great building things today that I think you guys will be very happy with. I see you. I can't reach. Don't stop me. You can't. I tell you, how high could a tree be? Apparently this high. So today we've got some cool building stuff that we're gonna do in the video game called Minecraft. Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. I've done a lot of building off camera in a test creative world, and I've got some very fun, cool ideas for you today. I've also done some texture pack editing, and if you follow me on Twitter, you probably already know. And I told you, I said follow me on Twitter, but you didn't listen. And it is a valuable resource for you if you want to know what's going on and what's going down. I will help you. That's why I have a Twitter. I'm there to help you. And you just took it for granted. I'm playing. But we'll dive into some of that stuff a little later. Interesting little story. I was talking with my uncle, and my uncle, he's got a degree in psychology, and he actually married my wife and I. He's not married to us, he just married us. If you know what I mean. Ooh, clay. Yes, thank you. Is that all I needed out here? No, I need to go this way a little further. Possibly some good jungle action over here. Possibly. But he always kind of checks in on me. You know, I have a father, and he's a wonderful father, and but my uncle has always been he's always kind of, whenever I see him during holidays and stuff, since we just had Thanksgiving, he's always just saying, hey, how you doing? You know, he wants to know how I'm doing, just talk about stuff. And we got talking about work a little bit. And he said something that was very interesting. If there ain't ferns over here, I'm going to feel like a true fool, the perfect fool. I swear there's ferns in the jungle. Aren't there? Dang it, man. I'm not seeing any. Aha! Found you. Flawless. Okay, there should be more about. Yes. Very fine. I'm going to get a plethora while we talk. But he said something that I thought, it struck me as very interesting. We were talking about work and stuff, and he said, you know, with creative people, or when you're doing something that is creative, it's the way a human is made. You kind of go in bursts of creativity where you're just super inspired. You have a ton of ideas, and you're just going all out, balls to the wall, creative. And then what he called it was you graze. You kind of graze for a little bit. Creative grazing, which is a very interesting way of putting it. I've always called it getting burnt out, which sounds really bad. And that's kind of, I kind of put it in a bad light. Let me kind of clarify a little more. I'm applying this to Minecraft. I go in spurts where I am very, very inspired, as I am right now, and very excited about building in this game, which takes a lot of creativity. It really flexes and it makes that creative muscle work really, really hard. And then when I'm in that phase, like I am right now, I just hope and pray that it never goes away. I never want it to die because it's such a good feeling. But from what he was saying and from my understanding now, it doesn't work like it doesn't work like that. You, as an artist, and I don't consider myself an artist, but I consider what I do to require some creativity. Your mind doesn't work that way where you keep the creativity flowing 100% of the time. It's a very interesting concept and idea, and it kind of made me feel better. Because I always called it a burnout. And I feel like I can go for a very long time. I mean, my goodness, I've gone several years with just constant 100% inspiration. The thing is, I think that's, whoa. Oh, I took that flower. That's right. I think that's abnormal. And I don't think that's healthy for a creative mind. I think some people might call it writer's block if you're a writer or something like that. But I don't think that's a very good thing to do. I think it's important to, when you have inspiration and you've got that creative push in your head, it's good to use it to as best you can while you can. But then you're going to have that relax period. And when that relax period comes and hits, you got to just use it. And you've got to kind of take advantage of it and not feel so guilty about it, which is a nice feeling, actually, to not have to feel so guilty about the periods of time where I do run out of inspiration a little bit. And I feel like I had a couple of months. I had probably my biggest creative push that I ever had was survival of the fittest. All my career, I have been wanting to create something like that, not really having the ability. And when I had that idea, I felt like, you know what? This ain't going to work. It's not going to work because I've had all these ideas in the past and it just always ends up petering out. And so when this came up, when Survival of the Fittest came up, I was so sure that it was going to be a good thing when this idea came to my head. I was so sure it was going to be a good thing that I just pushed as hard as I could. I pushed as hard as I could to the point where I actually was taking a lot of time off the YouTube stuff. It was that draining. And some people may not relate to this. You might not relate to this, and if not, that's totally cool and totally fine. But some of you may. But yeah, I was pushing, and I got so drained. So drained by the end of it. I felt like I had just finished a marathon. Like, I had finally accomplished something that I've always wanted to be able to accomplish. And man, it just sucked it out of me. And afterward, I think what ended up happening is my brain said, I am relaxing now. I'm going to take it easy, B-dubs. And I would come into this world and I would come into other worlds and I would just be tired. I would just be tired, and I would have what I was calling a writer's block, or just I don't know. Just I felt burnt out, which is a tough thing to admit when this YouTube thing is your career. You don't want to admit, hey, I'm burnt out, because I didn't want to be. You know, I wasn't wanting to be burnt out, but essentially I was. So getting to this point again, where I feel like I've got it back. I'm 100% inspired and excited every day. Is such a good feeling. It feels so good, and I'm just happy. So I just say that to pass it along to you guys. If you do ever feel that way, like, oh man, I'm just burnt out. Sometimes it make you want to quit, make you want to just say, forget it, I'm done. But don't quit. Don't quit. Don't be done. Just ride it out. Ride it out, and you know, good stuff is on the way. Pretty cool, pretty fun idea, isn't it? Feels kind of fun. But anyway, here we are. Let's talk about what we're doing since we got that combo over. Let's talk about what we're doing. We are kind of doing some interior decorating in here. And let me talk to you quickly about some of the quick changes that I made. I put some doors on here. Now this is 3 wide. On the 3 wide door, you just put 2 on either side. And just use your imagination for the rest of it. And if you could build this out more, you could just put like some logs in here on the side, and it could look like a door that closes, like a sliding door. But this works. I do not look at this and think, oh, that's not going to close. So I put it in and leave it. I've also put in some jungle wood there, and the wood kind of turns in my head, and you got to use your imagination. It almost feels like maybe there's rope around these or something that kind of ties these joints together here and here. Possibly. Know what I mean? But we've got a lot of wood in here, so I'm using colors and other things to kind of break up that super wood feel that we had last episode. I'm thinking tables. I got to get a theme together. I'm thinking tables will be made of cobble in here. We could try this, but I don't want this place to feel modern. And that might take it too far to the modern direction, possibly. So I've been using cobble for tables. It's not bad. You know, I guess if this was like a really clean, really pristine keep, then that would work out. But I don't want it to have that feel. I want it to have a little bit of an old, broken down. So I think that's going to work out okay. Let's get this guy in here. Get that guy in there. And I need bone meal now. Bone meal to kind of build those up. And this is a cool look. Check it. You'll see it in a second. Actually, we don't need this. We don't need that. Because we're going to put a little bit of a table action here. Here and here. Oops. And it'll come all the way across. Let's see. Boom. It'll come all the way across there. It's a nice look. It'll look pretty cool. I also put a little iron bar underneath that chandelier. Just gives it some more depth and interest. Fill these out with some things. But let's go talk about something else. Oh, I do have bone meal here. Flawless. Beautiful. Got it. Yes. Yes. Very nice. Okay. Nice little bushes there, and you can hardly see the dirt underneath, so it works out well. Very few people are going to go like that. You're just going to walk by, and it's going to look good. Going to look very good. So there's some stuff that I did, and I want to talk to you about it and show it to you. Let's get a couple of these planted on the way out so we can have access to this wood if we need it. But yeah, so a couple of things that I did off the camera. One thing is I changed the rotation of the workbenches. Workbenches have they have 4 sides, but 2 of the sides are different. You see the wrench or the shears or whatever, and then you see the axe and the saw. axe and the saw, and on this side a wrench again, or shears. So I changed it to where these can rotate. So if you put a bunch of workbenches next to each other, you could potentially get this side or you could potentially get this side based on the coordinate. It doesn't change things too much, but the main thing I changed, iron blocks. I tweeted this out saying, I feel like iron has had a little bit of an identity crisis. And that identity crisis has been, it's in some places it's black, and in some places it's white. The iron block naturally is white, and the iron doors are white. The iron trapdoors are white. But then you go over to the cauldron, and the cauldron is black. And the anvil is black. And something else. There's something else that's black as well. The hopper is black. This color. And because Minecraft already has white in the game, it's already got quartz. It's already had, well, it's not even close to sleeping time. It already has things that are white in the game. I feel like this block is a necessity. Like it really needs it. And believe it or not, this is still just a standard 16 by 16 texture. This is not a high-res texture, a 32 by 32 or anything like that. So I think it fits in very well. Now we can sleep. But, oh, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot of talking here. Let's go sleep, though. So I ended up changing the iron block, the iron door, the iron trap door. And they're all that texture, and I think it looks really, really nice. And if you Google images of iron, if iron is like polished and cleaned up, I'm sitting with my legs crossed. That's weird. That was hurting. Iron ingots or iron is, unless it's like really, really worked, it's not a bright, shiny white color like we have here. It is, it's dark. Iron is dark. And even more so, like I think steel is very dark. But if you think of wrought iron's like black. How you make? No. There it is. There it is. Okay. Very good. We'll make a couple of these. So, this is interesting. Whoops. Okay. We got 3 of these. The thing about the iron trap door, which I would never, ever have a use for. Never. As far as visually. I don't think it looks very good. But this has a use to me. That looks nice. I like that. Let's get that out of there. The thing about these, though, they're redstone controlled, so they're always going to be flat with the ground unless you give them some power. So we're going to have to get kind of... They're still not going to be used a lot. Okay, that's going to... Wait, that sounded like that did multiple things. Got to check this. What did that do? Oh, okay. Right. So it controlled that, changed that, but if we break it and put it back, it'll be fine. So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. We got that in place. We get that there. And you're probably wondering, what are we even doing? What are we making here? I'm making a little seat for the knight that lives here. And the seat, obviously, he's... what would be the term? He is loyal to the Timberstone Kingdom. And he's got the colors here. And he's got a little bit of a seat. And it is... a seat is like a throne for a knight or a lord or something like that, I believe. A throne is for a king. I think I have that right. But if you can just imagine... this would be kind of a really ornate throne made out of wood, an old wood that's been here a very, very long time. So it still has kind of some branches out on it, some iron tying it all together. So that's the idea with the look there. So you come in, boom, wooden throne seat area. Kind of cool. I like it. Oh, also, this texture ended up changing. I think it just mimics whatever the block, the iron block is. So that's kind of cool. So I like it. I really like it. Obviously, when any of these changes, some people don't like it. But I think with everything I'm doing, I'm trying to keep it all as similar to vanilla as possible. And I think this is a justified change because it's just not, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense and it's not necessary. And this sticks very close to some of the other iron colors within the game. Some of the later iron colors that came into the game. So it's like two different people. Like somebody made anvils and cauldrons. And then somebody else made, you know, these doors and the pressure plates. And they had two different ideas. But I think having it consistent across the board is good. But yeah, we are officially 20 minutes into this thing. So I've got a lot more work to do to interior design the mess out of this thing. And it's going to take some work. It's going to take some off-camera work. Oop. The nice thing about these doors, if you ever use them, is you can control them with buttons. So that's fine. That works out. And the buttons can actually serve as a decent little decoration to the castle here. So I like it. I think it's going to be nice. It's a welcome addition to the world, and it makes it work. So anyway, I'm going to do more off camera, okay? And I'm certainly not going to get as far as I wanted to, but we'll make some progress. You know, I've wondered to myself sometimes, there's so many different tree types, and well, there's not so many different tree types, but we have multiple different tree types. You know me, I love a nice, creative looking tree that's not straight vanilla. I wonder if there's some way to combine, because this is the same, although it's named differently. It's named acacia tree, or acacia leaf, or something like that. I just wonder if there was a way to combine trees next to each other to make a, because you know I can make a custom tree. I've made those. You've seen that in the past. Not even just these. I've made very ornate custom trees. Wonder if there's a better way to go about it. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll mess with that, because I feel like that adds a whole lot. I mean, the dense part of a woods, you can kind of just do standard large trees and whatnot, but the part along the trail that you walk, it's nice to have something kind of with some shape, you know. In creative, of course, you could, with the help of some mods and other things. Boy, this is the only place this is loaded, isn't it? When I'm up there working, because those don't grow. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe they're just growing slowly. Oh well, neither here nor there. Let's go in and check out what we got, okay, for today. I don't want to overwhelm you with way too much, but I think probably next episode I may overwhelm you a little bit, because I'll probably get a lot of this done off camera and kind of get it somewhat completed, because we don't like to stay one place for too long. I know a lot of us are interested in this certain aspect of where we're at right now, but we don't want to drag it out for those that aren't interested. But let's head on up, okay? We actually aren't really even close to the end. Oh, by the way, to add some structure to this without getting too crazy, I added stone slabs along the side, which I think does a number on it. It really helps it, and I don't want to walk all the way back there, but it helps it out a lot as far as the structure of the castle goes. So I like that a lot. If you can tell, I've made the stone slabs the right color. I should say the proper color. They are closer to stone and stone brick and stuff. So they actually work in buildings now without looking too crazy and too busy. So we've seen this, right? Let me make sure I'm getting what we haven't seen first. But we've seen this. I had all this built out. Did I show you this? No, I didn't. Armor stands chilling on top of these iron trap doors looks really cool. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to piston, and I got no redstone. Y'all know I don't got any redstone over here, so I gotta go back and get a piece of redstone to piston a half slab or a stair into there. Probably a half slab will be fine. Just to finish that off. Little spot for some armor stands, which underneath is hidden some lighting, some torches actually. Lighting down there, so that's good. That helps lighten this place up a little bit. What is my brightness at? That's good. So I put some bookshelves up there, bookshelves there. Works out pretty nicely. Little wither skull kind of looking at you as you walk in. A little bit of a way for this guy to say, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. That's right. Little picture of a tree, because you know the timber is a big resource, so why not? Who knows? We should work out a religion for this area too. Maybe there is a little bit of a religious relationship there. But yeah, I know Fat Daddy was working on a little bit of a storyline for this world, but I don't know. I know that's a difficult thing to do, but let's head on up. So I decorated this out a little bit. And this is where imagination comes into play, and having a backstory helps. If you can create a backstory for your world before you start building, it can help make interior decorating or building in general a lot easier, because some of these things, we are very limited with our resources as far as Minecraft builders. So if you can put a story behind it, it can help. Here's a great example of that, right? Timberstone Castle, right? A lot of lumberjacks and logging going on around here. So here's a little mural statue thing. You could just assume this is a tree, right? This is a little statue of a tree. Here's a statue of a guy. Just a cobblestone wall, but we could say that's a man. There's some carvings in it and whatnot. You could almost imagine or picture a guy in there with an axe and chopping the old tree, right? It's a stretch, but it's a way to dress this out in a unique way, instead of just doing the standard, bookshelves and some other random stuff. So that works for my brain head. Of course, carpets always help. And now we got some seating area, because I imagine this might be a spot where if the Lord or Knight is watching, talking to some peasants or whatnot as they come in, that might be kind of an entertaining thing. I know for certain it'd be something that I'd like to watch. So maybe it's an area where people are like, oh man, that old librarian that was out in the fields, ripping up the fields, he's gonna be coming in complaining because he got turned into a zombie. We're gonna wait until that fool shows up, and people can just chill and wait up here. Semi-decorated this out. I worked on a little bit of something. I made cauldrons here, but I can't grab it. Oh, because I got these stinking things. What do I want to throw? What you gonna throw, B-dubs? What's it gonna be? Let's just put a workbench down here. I'm checking on this though. Yeah, that's kind of a nice look, actually. Expensive, but nice. Not bad. Ooh, sun setting. As you can see as well, I'm kind of doing that interior building out the exterior thing, because I'm placing windows. And boy, are they nice. Ooh, the little slit windows in a castle, so good. So I got some windows over there, over here, and dressed this side out as well. Little painting right there, possibly of somebody that used to... Oh, you can see Timberstone Castle from here. Amazing. Okay. want to incorporate that view at some point. But yeah, a little painting of one of the old lords of this area, possibly. Oh, I also, this was an obvious one here. This. Yeah, just continue. Whoops. Yeah, see, I placed this slab here to kind of fill that in and work that out, but it's obvious. We did it over here. Just continue this log over there. Very good. That'll work. So, this place is filling out. It's doing its thing. It's working for me. Now, over here, this is plain and simple because we're going to have a stairway, and the stairway is actually going to start right here. We're going to have a stair right... Good Lord, I don't have any spruce stairs on me. We'll have a stair right here. And it goes into the wall, and we'll go up and around. And again, another spot where the interior is going to determine how the exterior looks. And we'll build something out here. It'll allow us to have a staircase going up. And it actually is going to add some real nice interest. This castle is very flat. The front of this castle, or little keep castle area, is very flat. It's kind of boring. Still works. I think there's enough detail in it to be passable. But if we can add a little more detail to the front of it, it'll be nice. It'll help things quite a bit. So I like it. Oh, zombies, y'all getting burned. Y'all getting burned. Yeah, burn them up. Burn them up, B-dubs. But yeah, so you can see where we cut out there. It'll be, oh, you peeking? Yeah, you peeking. Whoops, bad shot. Smash! Beautiful. I got to get that XP. But yeah, it'll help build that out. I also am going to extend the village on this side, I believe. I have the village kind of lead up a little bit closer to this area. Could make things interesting, make it kind of cool. But anyway, I have run out of time today. I have absolutely run out of time. Lastly, I just want to say welcome to December. Those of you that are patrons on the Patreon server, I will be getting your signs placed probably by next episode. Over on the Patreon Parthenon. I didn't get that done today, but there are 137 signs and names that I have to put up. So I'll get that all done. I'm actually going to get working on that as soon as this episode is over. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank those of you that are going to be in there for all the support on that. And thank you guys for tuning in today and watching. And so much more I want to say, but we're going to call it here today, all right? Love you guys to death, and we'll see you in the next episode.